Have you ever wondered that a small girl's simple prayer could move an entire mountain? Yes, this is the story of a miracle that took place 2,000 years ago. Near Jerusalem, in a small village, there lived a 12-year-old girl named Rebecca. She stayed with her family in a tiny hut. But right in front of their village stood a massive mountain blocking the sunlight. Every morning the valley was covered in darkness. Crops could not grow, and people often fell sick. Rebecca's father was a farmer, and every day he cursed that mountain. But Rebecca had heard the words of Jesus. If you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, "Move from here to there," and it will move. Matthew 17, verse 20. Rebecca thought, could this really be true? She began praying day and night. The villagers laughed at her. "Foolish girl, how can mountain move?" they said. But Rebecca never stopped. One night a storm came. Lightning flashed. Rebecca cried out loudly, "Lord, let this mountain move because of my faith." The next morning, when the people woke up, the mountain's shadow was gone. During the night, an earthquake had struck, and a part of the mountain had collapsed. Now sunlight poured directly into the village. Crops began to grow, and people became healthy again. Rebecca's story spread across the land. Let us go deeper. 2,000 years ago, it was the time of the Roman Empire. Around the Sea of Galilee, there were many small villages. Rebecca's family was Jewish, devoted to the Torah. But after hearing the teachings of Jesus, her faith grew stronger. Every Sabbath, she went to the synagogue and prayed. The mountain was part of Mount Hermon, covered with snow. Villagers called it the Devil's Mountain because wild beasts lived there. Rebecca's mother was ill, and doctors said the lack of sunlight was a reason. So Rebecca decided to climb the mountain alone. On the way, snakes appeared, but she was not afraid. At the top she knelt and prayed, "Lord, by my faith let this mountain move." She stayed there all night. In the morning she came back. The mountain had not vanished, but a landslide had broken away part of it. Scientists would later call it coincidence, but Rebecca knew it was faith. The villagers now began to believe her. An old man said, "Jesus was right. With faith, even mountains can move." The story continued. Rebecca's younger sister, only 8 years old, was inspired. She too began to pray. In the village, there was a dry well, empty for years. Rebecca told her, "With faith, water will flow again." The sisters prayed near the well. The next day rain came, and the well filled with water. The whole village rejoiced. But soon Roman soldiers heard the news. They came and asked, "How did this miracle happen?" Afraid but honest, Rebecca said, "By the faith of Jesus." The soldiers laughed. But one soldier, who was sick, asked Rebecca to pray for him. She prayed, and the man was healed. Even the soldiers began to believe. Rebecca then formed a small group in the village, where people shared stories of faith. They even met the disciples of Jesus, like Peter and John. Peter told her, "Your faith is great." Rebecca's life changed. She became a teacher of children, teaching them about faith. Years passed. One day, a great storm came. Once again, the mountain threatened the village. People were afraid. Rebecca gathered them and said, "Let us pray together." All of them prayed, and the storm stopped. The mountain stood still. This proved that collective faith is even stronger. Rebecca grew old, but her story lived on. Even today, 2,000 years later, we remember her. Faith is powerful. Can your faith also move a mountain? Think about it. If this story touched your heart and you felt the power of faith, then subscribe now to Faith Fuel channel. Press like on this video, and in the comments share what mountain in your life has been moved by faith. Your one click inspires us to bring more such stories. Together, let us keep the fire of faith burning.